What's up, everybody? Welcome to your daily digest for Thursday, May 22nd, where I bring you fact-based, non-sensational, objective information about what's going on in the broader blockchain and cryptocurrency space. Today, we are kicking off the daily digest with a bit of an ongoing issue. A Sui DEX called CEDAS has been hacked. Currently, there's over $200 million in tokens of potential losses. And the team behind an on-chain monitoring tool developed by crypto cybersecurity company Hacken has confirmed that at least $63 million of that $200 million has been bridged to Ethereum, and that in a single transaction, 20,000 ETH was transferred to a fresh wallet. In addition to tokens on the DEX, some such as former guest Lombard staked Bitcoin, LBTC, or Axel Coin have lost a lot of their value, if not all of it, on the DEX. The top 15 losers all lost in excess of 3/4 of their token price. We can just see massive amounts of losses here in these columns right now. Though, that being said, some of the tokens have seen a lot of their value also decrease off-chain, off of the DEX, and others have been able to kind of recoup their value. So outside of the CEDAS DEX, LBTC appears to have gained over 4% in value over the last 24 hours, whereas Axel has not been fortunate and has lost nearly 99.5% of its token value. Trump crypto czar David Sachs says the stablecoin bill is going to pass. As I covered yesterday, the earliest projection for the passing of the Genius Act is May 26th. And so David Sachs expects the stablecoin bill to clear Senate with bipartisan backing. He said, "We have every expectation that it's now going to pass," following a key procedural vote that saw 15 Democrats join Republicans to clear the filibuster threshold of the cloture vote, signaling that there is a lot of support on both sides of the aisle. The Dubai regulator, Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, or VARA, has released an updated rulebook for virtual asset service providers operating in the region that gives market participants until June 19th to comply with new rules that allow them to on-chain real-world asset tokens and clarify rules for issuers. Irina Heaver, partner at the United Arab Emirates-based law firm Neos Legal, told Cointelegraph that the updated rules clarify RWA issuance and distribution. She said issuing RWA tokens and listing them on secondary markets is no longer theoretical. It's now a regulatory reality in Dubai and the broader United Arab Emirates. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF continues to see inflows, notching a 2-week high inflow as Bitcoin is nearing its own all-time highs. IBIT's May 21st net inflows hit 530.6 million, the biggest single-day net inflows since 531.2 million on May 5th. An interesting thing to note, the Bitcoin ETF has not had an outflow since April 9th. Moving on to other financial institutions, VanEck is launching a fund in the Avalanche ecosystem. The VanEck purpose-built fund will be available only to accredited investors and aims to invest in liquid tokens and venture-backed projects across various different blockchain and Web3 sectors, including gaming, financial services, payments, and artificial intelligence. We haven't done this in a while, so let's head over to the rwa.xyz platform and just kind of show the overwhelming growth of on-chain RWAs, particularly from January 1 this year, starting at 15.7 billion, moving up to the other day at 22.7 billion. In the list of various different blockchain networks that support RWAs, Avalanche is listed at number 9 with $177 million in locked up assets on the protocol. So this injection of VanEck funds is an interesting way to see how these different blockchain networks are going to attract different funds and different RWAs on chain. Into our last two pieces of news, the jury has convicted ex-Safemoon CEO on all charges, which included a conspiracy to defraud the United States, money laundering, and wire fraud. Long story short, this has been capital punishment season for purveyors of crime in the New York courts, where we also saw former Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky get sentenced to 12 years last week, or 2 weeks ago at this point. And we also saw the same courts sentence SBF to 25 years following a 2023 verdict. And lastly, the Texas House has passed the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill. If it's signed into law, the bill will allow Texas Comptroller to establish a Bitcoin reserve and invest in select cryptocurrencies based on market cap criteria. So we are slowly moving towards a United States where various different states will have Bitcoin and crypto strategic reserves, and maybe even the federal US government in the coming year or two. That just about wraps up everything that happened over the past 24 hours in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space. If you want to keep up to date with all of the daily digests, as well as our weekly spaces on the Smart Economy Podcast X page, and our bi-monthly podcast episode releases, then head over to our subreddit, which is /Smart Economy Podcast, and we will catch you tomorrow.